Hello, my name is Gentemann-Schmidt. I'm from Sternfarben in Germany. And I'm back with a short video on the energies of this week, or to be precise, from 11 to the 22nd of May. Because in this time frame there will be some extraordinary energies that I would like to explain a little bit. First and above all, we have 3 portal days in the dream spell, because I'm also reflecting on the dream spell astrologically. I find it a very profound tool that is able to show some inner energy flow and cosmic energy inpour. So today on the 11th of May, where I'm doing this video, we have a portal day in the energy of the blue night. And there will be a portal day on the 18th of May and on the 19th of May in the energy of the spectral dog and the crystal monkey. In general, just saying, the portal days are days of a stream of intuition on the inner. So I would recommend that you may take some notebook with you, some notepad and some pencils, and be aware of insights of a stream of intuition, a stream of projects you would like to do. It is a very good time to be in contact with Earth, with nature, to look into the sky, to walk into the woods. So to really be present in your body and be aware of your surrounding, so that this is enhanced. A portal day has also the tendency, if you are not self-aware on your inner, or if the flow of intuition is blocked on these days, there is a tendency to tighten, so that there will be if you have blockages, the blockages may increase, or the world may reflect to you rather the negative instead of the positive aspects of life. Additionally to that, on the 12th, on the 14th and on the 15th, 3 planets will turn retrograde from our view. So on the 12th Saturn, on the 14th Venus, and on the 15th Jupiter, and a little bit more on that now. This is the chart of the sunrise from the 11th of May. And in case you see you saw my other video, I was mentioning that we have right now quite a lot of planets only on one side of the horoscope. This is since January, and this will start to loosen around July. But you now may realize what I meant with that, because we really have all all planets on one side of the horoscope. And so there is a certain imbalance and a certain emphasis on stuff anyway in life. So there is an intensifying of certain aspects. It is just the way it is, just to say. If you then look at the aspect here, we have Saturn, we have Jupiter, and we have Pluto. These 3 planets became a symbolism for the pandemic of COVID, because they aligned in January and February, when the COVID pandemic started to spread. Saturn is on the 1st degree of Aquarius and will turn retrograde on the 12th of May, and therefore will be running towards Pluto again. And Jupiter will join him on the 15th. It will take around the end of June when they meet Pluto. So there is the possibility that there will be a second wave already starting at the end of June. Just because these planets became a symbol for the virus. Their meeting became a symbol for the virus. So when they meet again, they will meet 3 times during the year. So each time when they meet, it may be that the virus will show up. If the virus is not showing up in a wave, nevertheless we may have to deal with the impacts of the virus. Saturn stands for structure, Jupiter stands for philosophies, for science and technology. So there may need to be adaptations in structure. There may need to be involvements or insights coming into science and technology that may help to deal with the virus. There's also a possibility, as Jupiter stands for jurisdiction, that there may be the need to adapt certain structures via law. In my article that I recommended, where I already took a glimpse on this dance of the 3 planets together, I was also reflecting during the Sabian symbols that it is a time to reorganize and also reconciliation. That the people that were so stressed, that the people that were exhausted because they were doing the hard work, that they need to have a pause, that there needs to be an adaptation around these groups of workers, that they have to be honored for what they are doing. So I would recommend that you read my article if you're interested in this aspect. I will get the link below. But the real issue of this video now is Venus turning retrograde, and it is doing so in square to Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces, Venus is in Gemini. Venus in Gemini on the esoteric plane is in its own sign, and it is ruling the right human relations that is beyond duality. So the place that we are meeting in a real understanding of each other. And Neptune, in esoteric astrology, is the planet of compassion, of real understanding, of spirituality in terms of at-one-ment with each other. So on that spiritual plane, one may see that there is a tension, that there may be a struggle to get the real balance, to get the real compassion, to get the real spirituality into the right human relations. On a more mundane level, on a more everyday level, Venus in Gemini may show connections, interconnections. It may show the relations via internet, via social media, via electricity, so to speak. It is a very communicative Venus, and therefore when it turns retrograde, it can show an imbalance in communication. Venus turning retrograde, or the personal planets turning retrograde, symbolize the need for inner reflection. They turn inward. When it comes to a square to Neptune, then in that time, Neptune is also considered with alcohol and with addiction. So when the going gets tough, one may rather like to have a glass of wine instead of reflect on the inner, which would be, well, there are better ways, let me say it like that. Venus turning retrograde in square to Neptune is disillusionizing. So where you have an illusion, where you are idealizing your partner, this is the moment where the veils are going away and you say, ooh, who is that person? And also, it can be a bit of rough times on the outer meeting each other, especially when it comes to religious and cultural themes. Neptune is also a symbol for religious activities or spirituality, religious spirituality. The coming together in churches, the coming together in cultural themes may be still imbalanced, maybe still not in the best way it could be. This may also regard the fine arts, so everything that has to do with theater, culture. It is easier to see a movie on an internet stream than to really go to a place where you can see an artist. On the more, well, if you regard Venus as a planet of financial issues, then the stuff gets a bit interesting also. Venus in Gemini may show the tendency for currencies that are not solid, so maybe something like Bitcoin. When Venus gets retrograde, it might not, well, there should be, or there could be, a reflection on any kind of currency on this earth, on values in itself. Venus rules beauty, it rules values, it rules money, it rules relationships. So any of these issues might be taken into consideration when it is turning retrograde. Yet with a square to Neptune in the negative aspect can show stuff in the background, that there are hidden activities, that things are not solid, that they do not have a foundation. So with Venus squaring Neptune retrograde, I would recommend not to invest into certain aspects of life. In my video on the full moon, Taurus Scorpio, I was also shortly mentioning that there might be issues coming up with crude oil, as Neptune rules the ocean and crude oil. There may be stuff going on with financial issues regarding crude oil, or that there may be trouble with crude oil, just as it was. Well, that there may be accidents coming, or that you may see stuff like, as it was in the past weeks, that you get money if you buy crude oil on the financial market. I think there was a time when you got 22 or between $80 or $20 if you were buying oil. You were giving money for getting the oil because they needed to refill the tanks. So there may be some strange things going on that market. Also for the European, well, maybe for the international market. Regarding the UK and the EU, I think that all the issues around fishing in the oceans may be a topic coming up in a struggle again, so that there may be fights or battles around the right to fish in the ocean. So this aspect, this square to Neptune, will last until the 23rd of May. During that time, relations, money, financial issues, and the crude oil theme may be really on a bit of a disillusional time or have no foundation. It may be quite a bit exhausting in this time. This is one of the reasons why I did this video. So, what to do? One recommendation is to reflect on beauty, what beauty means to you. And that could mean getting your flat or your room in order, having a beautiful bouquet of flower on your desk, reflecting on the art that you have in your flat, or creating a small altar, as it has to do with Neptune. Maybe you have a small place where you meditate, then cleanse that place and put some beautiful color or just a flower or a statue or something in there. Reflect around art, create more art around you, so that you have a place where you can withdraw from the imbalances and get your focus on beauty. Create a space where you can be in your own value system regarding beauty, in your own flat, in your own house, in your surrounding, that you can take with you. Another version may also be, if it is possible, and most of the time it may not, to go for a swim. But here again, during COVID, Saturn is also a symbol of distance, especially when it's going backwards into the Capricorn sign. I'm just switching back. So the social distancing is a theme that is really appropriate regarding the death issue that a virus can be. And it would be good to really keep the distance, especially under this aspect, as relationships are difficult anyway, or can show difficulties and imbalances anyway. So if it is safe for you and safe for the surrounding to go for a swim, then go. But you may also enjoy a real good shower. Or, well, maybe you pondered on getting one of these extravagant showers where you have a light and water show in your bathroom. Then do stuff like that and get such a shower installed, and so you can have a real fresh, beautiful water combined with color and light and whatever. So create a space for you where you can feel relaxed in beauty. And with that, I thank you that you listened so far. And my next video will be on the 22nd, because we will then have a new moon in Gemini. Have a good time, stay safe, and draw your attention to beauty on a beautiful bouquet of flowers.